Welcome gamers to a new video where we dive into deep space, existential dilemmas, and resource management that'll make you sweat more than a Monday without coffee. Today we're talking about The Alters, the latest bombshell from 11-Bit Studios, those Polish geniuses behind This War of Mine and Frostpunk. This science fiction game, released on June 13, 2025, puts you in the shoes of Jan Dolski, a guy trapped on a hostile planet where your only hope is to clone yourself and deal with alternate versions of your life. Sounds crazy? It is, but is it as good as it promises? Or just another half-baked sci-fi dream? Imagine this. You are Jan Dolski, a space worker employed by a megacorporation searching for rupidium, a mineral supposedly capable of changing humanity's destiny. But, like in every good sci-fi movie, everything goes wrong. Your ship crashes on an unknown planet, your crewmates die, and you're the only survivor. Surprise, the planet is bathed in deadly radiation, and a killer sun threatens to roast you unless you move your mobile base every day. To survive, you discover a technology that lets you create alters, clones of yourself, but with alternate lives based on decisions you could have made. What if you had studied engineering instead of becoming a miner? Or if you hadn't broken up with your ex? Each alter is a unique version of Jan, with their own personality, skills, and of course, their own drama. The premise is pure sci-fi gold. It's like Sam Rockwell's Mooncrossed with Fallout Shelter and a group therapy session led by a Black Mirror writer. From minute one, The Alters hooks you with its branching narrative, oppressive atmosphere, and the promise that your decisions matter, but does it live up to expectations? Let's break it down in detail. Because this game has just as much to offer as it does things that'll make you scratch your head. The Alters is a unique blend of genres: resource management, survival, third-person exploration, an interactive narrative with real-time strategy elements. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, it is at times. That's both its biggest strength and its Achilles heel. Let's go step by step. The heart of the game is your mobile base, a circular structure that looks like a spaceship, straight out of a Star Trek episode designed by a Mad Max fan. This base is your shelter from radiation and the deadly sun, but also your operations center. Here you assign tasks to your alters, build new modules like laboratories, dorms, or a gym so your clones don't get depressed, and manage resources like metals, organics, and the precious rapid IUM. The management is addictive. Every day you have to plan. Do I send the miner alter to gather metals, or the botanist to grow food? Do I build an anti-radiation filter, or invest in a new lab? Everything has a cost, and resources are limited, so every decision feels like a puzzle. The interface is intuitive, with a grid system that lets you reorganize the base like you're playing The Sims in space. Plus, the base physically moves across the planet to escape the radioactive sunrise, which adds a constant layer of urgency. It's like driving a galactic camper while trying not to die. The management is deep and satisfying. Each new alter unlocks skills that change your strategy. And seeing your base grow from a space shack into a rolling fortress is super rewarding. Random events, like breakdowns or arguments between alters, keep things fresh and force you to improvise. Sometimes, management feels overwhelming. The game throws new resources, mechanics, and tasks at you without much time to absorb them. The early acts can be chaotic, especially if you're not used to management games like Frostpunk. Also, the lack of pauses to enjoy your base makes everything feel like a race against time. Give me a break, planet. When you're not managing the base, you put on the original Jan suit and go explore the planet in third person. Here, the game shifts tone. You go from being a stressed manager to an adventurer in an alien landscape full of muted colors, touches of fuchsia, and an atmosphere that screams, "This is pure sci-fi." Your mission is to gather resources, scan deposits, and face crystalline anomalies that attack if you get too close. The exploration system is solid. Gathering materials is simple, but mining deposits requires probes and workstations, which adds strategy. The anomalies are an interesting twist. You use a special flashlight to fry their mobile core, like a targeting minigame. Managing the suit's energy is key. Climbing, using the flashlight, or running drains the battery. And running out of power in a radiation zone is a straight ticket to game over. Exploration captures the feeling of being alone on a hostile planet. The graphics, while not next-gen, have a magnetic art style, and the sound design with ambient effects and a haunting soundtrack fully immerses you. The day-night cycles add tension as radiation increases at dusk, forcing you to return to base. Exploration can become repetitive in later acts. Although the map changes with each stage, the tasks are often similar: scan, mine, collect, run. The anomaly combat system is original but shallow and doesn't evolve much. Also, some bugs like having to restart the day due to technical issues can frustrate the experience, though 11-bit studios will likely patch this soon. The soul of the altars lies in its characters, or rather your clones. Each altar is a version of Jan, with a profession: miner, scientist, technician, etc., a personality, and a unique backstory. For example, Technician Jan is a tough guy with a deep voice who smokes cigars, while Scientist Jan is an intellectual who won't stop talking. About batteries, the voice acting in English is outstanding, with the same actor giving distinct nuance to each altar. The narrative unfolds through dialogue and decisions. Talking to your altars isn't just a whim. Their emotional states affect their performance. If they're sad, tired, or angry, they might refuse to work or even rebel. To keep them happy, you build upgrades in the base, like a movie theater, or have conversations where you explore their traumas and motivations. The decisions you make, like obeying or defying the corporation giving you orders from Earth, have real consequences in the plot and unlock different endings. The narrative is brilliant. The altars aren't just simple pawns. They're complex characters you empathize with or hate, depending on their attitudes. The idea of exploring what would have happened if through the clones is fascinating, and the game tackles themes like identity, guilt, and sacrifice with depth. The dialogues are clever, with a touch of sarcastic humor that lightens the tension. Also, the replayability is high. You can't unlock all altars in a single playthrough, and the choices change the course of the story. Even though the dialogues are great, they sometimes feel disconnected from the gameplay. You spend so much time running between tasks that the deep conversations with your altars can feel more like an interruption than a pleasure. Also, some narrative decisions feel less impactful than promised us, especially if you prioritize survival over exploring the story. The Altars uses Unreal Engine, and even though it's not a graphical powerhouse like Starfield, its artistic direction more than makes up for it. The planetary landscapes, with muted tones and flashes of vibrant color, create a unique atmosphere. The in-game cinematics, combined with static drawings, have a special charm, and the design of the mobile base is a visual delight. The soundtrack, with melancholic themes and unsettling ambient effects, is one of the best parts of the game. However, not everything is perfect. The typical blur effect from Unreal Engine might bother some players, and the graphics don't reach the level of top-tier AAA titles. Also, on the PC version, some players have reported bugs that force you to restart the day or affect progression. In my experience, these issues were occasional but enough to break immersion. Let's hope post-launch patches smooth out the rough edges. One of the things that blew me away the most about The Altars is its tone. It's a perfect mix of biting humor, existential drama, and sci-fi tension. The dialogues are full of jabs and sarcasm, especially between the altars, who sometimes act like roommates that can't stand each other. But the game doesn't stay on the surface. It tackles deep themes like loneliness, regret, and the ethics of cloning without getting too heavy. It's like Deadpool got lost in the interstellar universe. The atmosphere is another strong point. The planet is oppressive with its killer sun and crystalline anomalies, but it also has serene moments, like when you watch your altars chat after a hard day. The sound design with metallic creaks and alien winds fully immerses you in the experience. The altars felt like a gift wrapped in star paper. I fell in love with the idea of the clones and spent hours exploring the stories of each altar. My favorite was Technician Jan, a grump who reminded me of my uncle when he runs out of beer. But I admit, there were moments when I wanted to throw the controller out the window. The pressure of managing resources, exploring, and keeping my clones happy made me feel like a hungover juggler. Still, every time I managed to move the base on time or unlock a new altar, I felt a satisfaction few games can deliver. If you like games that make you think, laugh, and sweat at the same time, The Altars is for you. But if you're looking for something chill to play with, a pizza in hand, maybe let your more patient clone try it first. The Alters is a sci-fi gem that combines management, narrative, and exploration in a way few games do. Its premise of clones is brilliant, and the way it blends humor, drama, and tension is worthy of applause. 11-Bit Studios has created something Spacula, a game that makes you reflect on your decisions while fighting to survive on a planet that seems to hate you. However, it's not perfect. The overload of mechanics, some bugs, and the lack of pauses can frustrate the less patient. If you like challenges, deep stories, and don't mind arguing with 27 versions of yourself, The Alters is a must-play. It's available on PC, PS5, Xbox Series XS, and Game Pass from day one, so there's no excuse not to try it. And that's all, folks. What did you think of this review? Have you already played The Alters? Who's your favorite Alteror? Did you also stress out trying to keep them happy? Drop your comments below, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the bell so you don't miss more videos like this one. If you want me to review another game, or dive deeper into something about The Alters, ask me in the comments. See you in the next video, and may the Rapidium be with you.